Well, I am back. And today, as I said yesterday, my next video topic will be about motor vehicle accidents. The MVAs. Pretty much. And I'm gonna make this a two-parter, alright? And there's a reason why. Part one is for the non-fatal accidents, where the person is alive. Maybe questionable, but he's still alive. It may be questionable if he will make it or not, but he's still alive at this period of time. Part two, I don't need to explain what part two is about, based on what part one is. Alright? So, let's go ahead and get this over with. The motor vehicle accident is one of the most complicated things to work with, in my opinion, because of the fact that, well, there's more to it than just, set up your hydraulic, pump, cranking that fucker back, connecting, to the jaws of life, or if you're that fancy department, you have the battery-powered ones, and just making cut after cut after cut after cut after cut. To a point where you've just turned this car into sushi, pretty much. Alright? There's more to that than what most people think is. Most of the time, I've been on a few motor vehicle accidents in my time, and I've yet to see somebody, well, I know it happens, and I know it's happened, while I was there, but I've yet to see, and I know they do it, but I've yet to see somebody just going cut after cut after cut after cut after cut, because it doesn't work like that. See, each car is different. Each car model, I should say. And therefore you have to make certain cuts, or else some bad could possibly happen. Cadillacs are are one of the things I don't want to deal with, because of the fact that when they have a motor vehicle accident, they actually have airbags that shoot down to protect the passengers, my bad, from breaking glass. Do you know how hard that is to work with? Alright? Oh shit, yeah. Forgot to light up. If you're over 18 you have one, go right ahead. However, if you don't have one, but you really want to have that nicotine buzz, throw a fat pinch in. I told you so. I'm once again smoking Camel Crush menthol. Fucking hell. About fucking time. I could have lost 10 pounds in that gap. But anyway, with the motor vehicle accident, it's alright, especially when you're cutting, things will get in the way. Sensors, some cars have sensors that, do some funky ass shit that, we don't really want to deal with. So we have to make sure our cuts are nice and good, which is most of the time why we cut just the cab off, or just the top. Right? If you're a truck, it's a cab. If you're a car, then it's the roof. But either way, you get the point. We just cut that part off sometimes. Sometimes we don't even have to, because the door is literally easy to open, because we have something called the spreaders. No, they're not used to spread peanut butter and jelly on sandwiches. They're meant for opening anything that's narrow 180 degrees. Trust me. You'd be surprised about what those things can really work, and the way they work, simply put, you put it into a crack and you twist the handle. then they will begin to open. All right, they can push about 3 tons. Yes, they can push 3 tons of material out of the way. And 180 degrees, that'll pretty much make a foot. All right, and so you get the point. Well, actually, it's more than a foot, I think. I forget, but you know, it's big enough that you can bring somebody out. All right, and you see it a lot of times in the movies, especially in the TV shows, where you know there's when you can literally just when you can just jam the spreaders in. But no, what do? They get a window punch, or they get, or they have a rescue wrench with a window smasher, and they wind up and they smack it. I have yet to see that happen. I have yet to. Wanna know why? Because yes, it's good and convenient, but at the same time, there's an art to it. You know, you can't just punch it right in the middle. You have to punch the corners out. All right. Then you can either take the entire windshield off, or you can literally peel it off. All right. So yes. Now let's go over some of the factors that we have to deal with. All right. Injury. That's self-explanatory. Increment. That's self-explanatory too. Location. I don't need to explain why that's important. Because if he's, if he pulled a willy-nilly dumbass move and turned his car sideways on a two-way road, we don't, yeah, we have a lot of options, but at the same time, we can't really simply just move it. We can't just really tow it. So, make of it as you will. And another thing, is the car leaking fuel or oil? If so, oh shit. You gotta get some floor dry on that shit or kitty litter. Alright? And if it's leaking into a creek, then we're shit out of luck, now aren't we? But most of the time it's, I've yet to actually encounter one where the oil's leaking into a stream or a river or a lake. Alright? But I mean, it has happened. A prime example of that is, I think it was in 2010. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say it was in 2010. Pulaski had a motor vehicle accident. The fuel tank got punctured. We don't know how the hell it happened, but it got punctured, and it began to leak like a son of a bitch into a river. That was fun. They had to call out Newcastle because, I forget who they called out, but that's considered a biohazard. Now it's oddly enough it is, because you got retarded fish in these, we got retarded fish. And they'll probably drink that shit. Let's go over some of the tools that we use. The jaws of life and every stereotypical thing you ever see. That guy hooked it up and he's making cut after cut after cut. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's 100% the truth. Alright. You've got the spreaders. Once again, they open anything up. Yes. We have something called the hydraulic ram. Pretty much the spreaders, the only thing is, well, it can lift. And it can stabilize a little bit. We have cribbing. Cribbing is pretty much 4x4s that we put to secure the car so that way it doesn't rock, forward or backwards or side to side and what have you, if it is rolled over. And that's another factor. Is it rolled over? If so, then shit. So, it's not exactly we're just making cut after cut after cut after cut. We're making cut, give it a few, cut, because you gotta move it. We aren't running, 4 jaws of life here. We're running 1, maybe 2 if it's that bad. And God forbid, in another factor I forgot to mention is, how many vehicles are there? Is it just, it'll tell you if it's, 1, 2, 3, maybe 7. Like what they had in Slippery Rock earlier this year. So you get the point. We can't just make cut after cut after cut after cut after cut after cut. We got to, because if we cut something wrong, it can go, it goes tits up. It can go tits up real fucking quick. All right, and that's just on the scene. Mind you, that's just at the scene. I'm already, all right. What do you mean, just at the scene? Most of the time, we have to shut down a section of road. Whether it's a state highway, a county road, or what have you. It is, we have to shut that shit down. We have to. All right? Most of the, if, granted, there are some times where we don't even have to, and it's just a simple, brush, okay, open the door, okay, person's out. However, if it's somewhat bad, we're shutting down both lanes of traffic. The only people who are allowed in, wrecker, aid, and that's about it. OEM police, because police have to, they have to get their grimy hands all over shit and stuff. All right. However, if it's like, if you're running 2 minutes, if you're running 1 minute late and you have to get through, I'm telling your ass to go that way, make a right, make a left. You don't like it? Take it up with my boss. All right. Of course, you got those people who will argue with you, and that is a topic for another day. Those are the kinds of people who I wish I don't, who, if they do get into an accident, I'm not showing up. Period. Alright? Because I'm not in the mood to deal with the entitlement. A lot, granted, a lot of drivers, they are just going to be like, oh, okay. And, if they'll ask you what's going on, the only thing we're allowed to pretty much say is, there's been an accident. And that's about it. There's been an accident up ahead, so, just take a detour. Then you got those drivers. We all know what kind of drivers that we're talking about here. Those drivers are the entitled assholes that is. These people don't understand just how bad it can be. It takes a lot of nerve to go up to me wearing my standard vest, and the thing is, I'm a public official. When I'm on the fire scene and I'm wearing that, I've been entrusted by my chief and by my township with another person to say, hey, you're not allowed on this road. Take a detour. That's literally, that's really what boils down to. Then you got those people. Those people who just want to make your day, they just want to ruin your day. They want to ruin your attitude. They just want to make your day living hell. Want to know why? Well, I need to get through. No, ma'am, you can't. But you understand, I need to get through. And why is that? I am 1 minute late and I need to go to Walmart. Just, then just make make the left, then make the right. Alright? And that's literally what it boils down to sometimes. But they don't understand that. They instead have to prove. They instead try and tell me, or any firefighter, that I'm more important because I'm drinking a latte and I've got that weird ass hairdo. Whoop de fucking do. I've been up since 4 in the morning, telling other drivers just like you, hey, no, you're not allowed on this fucking road. Make the left to make the right, period. We can't swear to them, but sometimes I just want to. I'm not going to incriminate myself. I'm not going to, incriminate myself at all. But there are those drivers that you just want to punch in the face repeatedly, right? Because they don't understand that their precious kid who needs to go to Walmart is nowhere near as important as what's going on down the road or up the road. Alright? And why do people do that? Because they are assholes. And they think, just because they have that, just because they look like a fucking Karen and they are a Karen, that they have, they have the right, they have the privilege, they have the reason to, bypass whatever I tell them and get arrested by the state police, because guess what? And they'll ask her, she'll say that, and she'll make up some random ass excuse, forgetting that, I've got more trust, people trust me more than they will ever trust her, especially on a scene, because guess what? I know what the hell's going on. I was at the scene, they sent me down here, and guess what? See that truck behind you? Yeah, I've got tuned in. Whatever Chief 210 tells me to do, or the commander, whether it's 1300, whether it's Pat, John, Poncho, Wild Bill, that God man, the God that is, Guy or whoever, if they tell me there is no traffic allowed, period, then guess what? You could be driving, you could be the President of the United States and I still tell you to fuck off. Wanna know why? What's going on down there, you don't want to see. Alright? Because most of the time it's blood. And a demolished car. Well, sometimes two. And it's unsafe. And then you'll have pissed off chiefs. Then you'll have a pissed off county. So you get the point, right? Now, next video is going to be shorter because I just nailed down everything I had to nail down except for fatalities. Fatalities are exactly what you're thinking. What you think it is. Fatalities, well, I'll tell you right now, it's where people die. They are either dead on arrival or they die while we're trying to get to them. Most of the time, they are dead on arrival. Not just because of our response time. Most of the time, it's not, but because they either bled out, in 5 seconds. Their neck is snapped by the pure force, or their head is bashed in by the wind, by whatever's in front of them. All right, trust me, it's not a good sight. It's never a good sight. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and end the video in a few seconds. Fuck it, I'll end it at 20. All right. So if you have any questions, based on what I just told you, go ahead and comment down below. If you're that Karen that needs to get through and everything, you can go ahead and bitch down below. I probably won't give two shits, but you can go ahead and bitch down below. If you're that Karen that needs to get to Walmart or Dollar Tree or wherever the fuck it is, okay? Bitch down below. If you have a question, don't be afraid to ask me down below. I'm ending the video here. See y'all later.